binaryaoptionsstrategy.com.
Hello, this is Daniel Grady with Binary Options Strategy, and today we're going to be talking about an option neglected indicator, PSAR, parabolic stop and reverse. It's got a bit of a bad reputation when applied to Forex, but it has a unique strength that makes it good for binary options. Most trading software include it as part of the standard configuration, and it's often labeled as parabolic SAR. Let's start by showing you how it's supposed to work. This is your typical chart, which could be any asset, such as currency, stock market, whatever. This strategy is pretty sociable and works good with pretty much everything. If we add a PSAR indicator, it will show up as dots above or below the candles. Each dot is tied with the candle that is above or below it, forming a pair. The basic idea is that when the market is above the dot, then it is expected to go up. If the market is below the dot, then we can expect it to go down. Pretty simple, right? Now, if you look at the chart closely, you can see that it's only showing short moves in the market, which wouldn't be all that useful for a Forex trader. But as a binary options trader, all we want to know is if the market will expire in the money. A short move, right down our alley. But you'll also notice that the dots form a pattern, and this is how you can turn this indicator into a useful binary options strategy. What we're looking for are times when the dots are moving in the same direction as the indicator. In other words, if the dots are above the market, showing that it will go down, then we want to see a pattern where each dot is lower than the previous one. That shows us that not only is the market going down, but it's likely to keep going down for a while, and we can buy a put. The same applies in reverse for a bullish market. In other words, we want to buy calls when each dot comes in above the previous one. To get the most from this strategy, you want to track the market in a time frame that's a third or as close to a third of the expiry time as your options. What this means is that if your options expire every 15 minutes, you want to track the market in a 5-minute chart. Or, if the options expire every hour, you want to track the market in a 20-minute chart. Sometimes 20-minute charts are not available, so you should substitute with the closest time frame, for example 15 minutes. Now, of course, these moves don't always last forever and will eventually shift in the opposite direction. This is why when using this strategy, you want to get in on the market when it shifts direction and ride it as it goes in your favor. The ideal situation is to wait for the dots to switch sides and wait for 2 or 3 dots to confirm the move and then jump on the market. This strategy has the additional advantage of being easy to combine with other strategies, but we'll get into that in a later video. And that's it for Parabolic SAR for today. Don't forget to subscribe to get the latest info on the markets and more binary option strategy videos. Thanks for watching and happy trading!